And good morning, ball hockey fans from across Canada or from wherever in the world you're watching this morning. We welcome you inside the Lord Beaverbrook rink here in St. John, New Brunswick. We are getting set for a full day of coverage here on AO.live of medal games. It is Medal Saturday here in St. John. Hi, everyone. My name is George Scott, along with cameraman Jeff Porter. Today, we're going to start off with a game in the men's division. This is the bronze medal game. Saskatoon Buffalo and the Toronto Titans. This will be the only bronze medal game we have today. After that, we will have all four of the gold medal games, starting with the Legends gold medal game between NL and BC. Then we've got the Masters gold medal game between the New Brunswick Mooseheads and Saskatchewan Mammoth. Then we move to the Women's A. NL United, Ottawa Capitals. That should be a dandy, two undefeated teams. And then finally, we'll end off the evening, scheduled for 5 o'clock this evening, the Men's A gold medal game. Edmonton Ball Hockey Club taking on Brampton Midnight Express. Brampton Midnight Express winning the last two national championships 2 years ago. They defeated Edmonton in a thrilling game in Calgary. So they'll meet again this evening. So we've got a great lineup of ball hockey, the best you're going to find in Canada anytime, anywhere, any place. And we invite you to just sit back and enjoy this one. If you were with us yesterday, we had a power outage here at the Lord Beaverbrook rink. Actually, through half the city went out for a while, and it messed up our software a bit. We had a few little glitches, but we've got everything back running as it should to start things off this morning. So we look forward to having a great day here at the Lord Beaverbrook rink. Quickly becoming one of my favorite places. It's a interesting arena, very cozy. It's got some unique features to it. You can see the windows down at the end. We've got the curtains closed along the bottom to try and cut down the glare on the floor surface, reflecting off of the concrete surface here at the stadium. And there is the Saskatoon Buffalo. They lost a tough one last night against Edmonton. Really close game. They fell behind 5-2 with just a few minutes left. Took the goalie out, down by 3, they scored one on a power play. Then they took the goalie out and scored again, make it 5-4, and had a few chances right down to the final buzzer. So a tough loss for them last night. Their comeback came up just a little bit short. On the other side, you've got the Toronto Titans. They lost yesterday to the defending champs Brampton Midnight Express in a game that was not close. Ended after 2 periods. So we'll see what this morning brings. Again, this is for a bronze medal. Chance to take home some hardware after a week here at these national championships. I suspect we will get the national anthem first, and then we will have the start of the game. All right, 3 15-minute periods to try and determine who will take home the bronze medal at these 2023 men's championships. Anthony Flores starting in goal for the Toronto Titans. And it looks to be Brandon Schatz in goal for the Buffalo. Robbie Huffnagel played last night in the semifinal game. And we are underway here in this bronze medal game. Conte on the left side drops it back. Duarte. The Delzato. Back to Duarte. Hines got a stick on it, but couldn't control it at the blue line. Monaghan shoots. That one a little high. And not in. Referee waves it off. Just hit the high stick. That's going to bring the face off. Well, it should go all the way down the other end. That's where it's going. Played with a high stick by one of the Saskatoon players. So again, that means face off all the way back in their end, and they cannot change. Buffalo win it. Pass up the blue line to Navrat. Connor Navrat. Puts it in over the blue line. He'll take it to the boards. In behind the goal. Knight's looking for it. Came up to Chris Faganis, and he's got it. To center. Gets to the blue line, shoots it in. Comes out at center, kept in by Minor. Long pass up to Knights. Still doesn't shoot it in. He likes to pass it into Navrat. And that pass will come outside the blue line. Xavier LaBelle. Federico. Federico shoots it right on goal. Salas back behind his goal. Picked up here on the near side by Davidson. Davidson in over the blue line. He'll shoot it. Schatz kicks it away. Laframboise back behind the goal. In front, they score. Get the pass from down inside the goal line. Out it comes, and back of the net, 1-0. I believe that was Josh LaBelle, number 88. I need to double check that. No, there was an 8. We'll get the announcement, I suspect, or we may not. Possibly Ryan Young, 18. Either way, 1-0. Shot right on goal. That hit Flores. Laframboise plays it back. to Young. And it was Ryan Young with that goal, 18, to get Toronto on the board. 11:20 left to go, first period, 1-0 for Toronto. Face-off win, Conte's shot is stopped in front of the goal, played to the boards. Back at the point. Scores! Chris Stavro makes it 2-0. His first shot, you see, hit the Saskatoon player in front. The ball goes to the boards. It'll come back to Stavro at the point. And he won't hesitate. Traffic in front of the goaltender. You see the two players cutting in front. Two-zip early, 4 minutes in. Big time save by Flores, stuck out the left pad. Rob Jordan Marr. Couple of good saves now from Flores. Stavro leaves it along the boards. Taskis is forced back. Taskis gets it in the middle of the floor, backhands it out. Keith Mitchell back to get it, pokes it behind the net to Evan Pasternak. Anderson can't get free. Duarte. The ball to Sarah, he gave it away. Unable to get free was Aaron Campbell. Back comes Toronto. Davidson. Duarte back to the point. Ball to Sarah, he gave it away. Great chance for Edmonton. That was Knights using his speed, and again Flores comes up with a couple of saves. That one off a stick and out of play, but you see the speed of Holden Knights, one of the quicker players in ball hockey. And there are a number of very fast runners in this game. Navrot to take the face-off against Young. Marcelina into the middle. Got it to Salas. Salas mishandled it, and Saskatoon come away. Knocked out of the air smartly there by Shane Delzato, but Saskatoon continue on. They score. Saskatoon have had a few chances since giving up that second goal. Just had a feeling something was going to give. Nick Goss. Delzato knocked the first one out of the air, but following up on it. Actually, that was, I think, 29, not 28. Brody Sanger. So 2-1. Picked up on the far side by Jack Keogh. Keogh to Marr. Tried to give it back to Keogh. Stavro will get it here in the near boards. We'll go to the other side. Nobody over there. Darren Moran will take it. Play it to this side, and the only one there is Hines for Toronto. Back to Stavro. Taskus. Again, he'll go back to Stavro. Minor. Taskus cuts between a couple of Saskatoon players, went down, and he is shaken up, limping to the bench. Ball down in along the boards. Moran trying to hold off Chris McGinnis. Again, they go to the boards, those two. Derek Lukian, we haven't seen a whole lot of in this tournament out there for Saskatoon. Sanger had his stick tied up as he tried to shoot it. Good play by Conte. It's Minor in behind his goal. Lukian's on him. Trying to poke it free. Coming in to help out Josh Anderson. And with the ball to Sarah, can't get it out, they'll come this side. That shot over the top of the goal by Christian Magnus. Magnus has it in the corner. Saskatoon really coming on since falling down 2-0. They've got one back, trying for the second one. They get it to the side of the goal and cleared down the floor by Toronto. They're saying it was tipped along the way, so no flooring. Monaghan up at the blue line. That's broken up by Duarte. Played in by Saskatoon and out by the goaltender. Monaghan gets to it first. Marr looking for Magnus. Anderson shoots another good save by Flores. Not sure how he saw it, but he got the left pad down, kicked it out. It's touched up and it'll be a face-off back in the Saskatoon end. Onside. Shot Flores with the save as he robs Darren Moran, who took that long pass perfectly timed and was in all alone on the goaltender. Young. Silas back to Young, scores! Young with his second. You see the patch over his nose. He was clipped in last night's game, left the game, at least had to leave the floor, and he was leaking a bit, and now you see he's got the covering over the eye, but not hurting him. Well, this is the previous one, but it is 3-1. And Young with the bandage on the nose has scored twice, and an early hook for Brandon Schatz. Going to change goaltenders with it. 3-1, just under 5 minutes left to go in the first. Schatz was the player of the game for Saskatoon in their quarterfinal win earlier yesterday. So Huffnagel played last night. Schatz got the start today, but we've gone back to Huffnagel. And he tested early, catches it, hangs on. Campbell with the opportunity coming down the right, stopped by Flores. Flores, a big reason for this 3-1 lead. Saskatoon have had ample opportunities. Only got the one past the goaltender. Campbell will drop it back. Mitchell will chip it in. Mitchell will go in to chase after it. He gets there first. He beats Delzato to the ball. Gets some help. Maher along the boards, throws it this side. Mitchell with a shot. Goaltender looked around. It's loose in front of him. Goss had a whack at it, and Flores kept it out again. Goss coming off the boards, poke checked by Flores. Goss with it once more. Put that one through the crease. Conte to Delzato. Conte. Sorry, it's Hines, 57. Of course. I mentioned in our first game, it's H-I-N-D-S, Hines, 57. Still works. Spinning away, Jordan Maher gets it in over the blue line. Keogh, a shot, a stop by Flores. Back to Keogh. Down low along the goal line. Trying to get it to Goss on the cross crease pass. That was intercepted. Kept in though by Pasternak. Back comes Saskatoon. Sanger. Drifts in. Goaltender got a piece of that with the stick. Pass was intended for Federico. He's going to have to chase it all the way back down in his own end. Under 2 minutes to go here in the opening period. Lukian dumps it in. Sanger going into the corner to get to it. Sanger with Davidson on him. Davidson comes up with the ball. Rings it around the boards. Still can't get it loose. Now it comes loose. Toronto has it. Delzato. He'll drop it back to Davidson. Over to Duarte. Delzato gets it in to the offensive zone. And work it down along the boards. It's forced back out. Under a minute to go now. Magnus. He lost it. Duarte has it. Still kept in. Anderson at the blue line. Back to LaBelle. That's drifted in off the end boards. Flores was reaching for it. Magnus got there first, kept it alive. Dayton Sofa has trouble with it behind the goal, but they get away with it. Here's Sofa again. He'll go the other side to Duarte. Under 10 seconds. And that will do it. Very interesting first period. Fairly wide advantage in offensive zone time for the Saskatoon Buffalo, yet they trail 3-1. Anthony Flores has been terrific for the Titans. And net for Saskatoon, Brendan Schatz was replaced by Robbie Huffnagel late in the first period. So it's a 2-goal lead for Toronto in this men's bronze medal game. I'm going to take a quick break and be back for period number 2. These are the 2023 Men's and Women's A Masters and Legends Canadian National Ball Hockey Championships from St. John, New Brunswick. All right, we are set to get underway with period number 2. Toronto leading this game by a score of 3-1. Knockdown in front of the goal, and quickly Toronto bring it out. This is Young. He'll shoot it in. Back to get it. Lamontagne, the captain of the Buffalo. Anderson back to Lamontagne. They'll bring about a face-off back in the Saskatoon end. Saskatoon right down the middle. Monaghan. Over to Campbell. His side. Knights. Back at the point. Monaghan shot over the top of the goal. Rebound cleared. Hines has it. Conte. Back to Minor. Taskus. Looking for Conte at the blue line. Can't get himself free. Mitchell. Leaves it for Navrat. Navrat with a shot over the top. Campbell will hold it in. Campbell still with it. Minor for Toronto. Up to Taskus. Taskus has got a little bit of room. Buffalo were changing. He had McGinnis all alone in front of the goal, but ball could not get through to the Toronto player, and then it goes out of play over the glass down to our right. Knocked out of the air, picked up by Saskatoon. Goss couldn't get it to the front of the goal. Duarte has it. Over the other side. Brought in by Baldessara. Shoots it in behind the goal. Buffalo get to it right away. Keogh gains the zone. Backs it to center. Long shot, it changed direction and went wide. Saskatoon on it again. LaBelle. Played away by Flores. Saskatoon tried the wraparound. Flores got there and just got the right foot up against the post in time. Goss swings it the other side. Here's LaBelle again. And on the second try, it comes into Flores. He'll catch it and hang on. Shot by LaBelle. Went off a foot, came right to Goss. His shot didn't get a lot on it. Caught by Flores. Again, we apologize for that logo. We'll get that rectified. That logo has been the bane of my existence this week. I know some of yours as well. It's a good logo, but shouldn't be up there at that time. Minor shoots it in. That save. Flipped out. That shot, I think, hit the Saskatoon player in the helmet. It did. Lamontagne. Anderson breaking in, scramble in front of the goaltender. Somehow it stays out. Fonbois had the best chance there at the side of the goal. Back at the point, shot. Flores kept that out. Hines. Minor. And that goes out of play, and 9:41 left to go here in the second period. Still 3-1. And what we're going to do is just scrap that logo going forward. It's become too much of an issue. Duarte down along the boards. Back at the point. Delzato taking him deep into Saskatoon territory. He's got it again in the corner. Delzato. And shot goes wide. Taken by Baldessara. Campbell trying to catch up to it. He's got it down in the corner. Mara reverses it along the boards. There's Keogh to Murr. Goss tried to give it back to Keogh. Murr. To Goss. To Keogh to Murr. And the shot by Mitchell is missed. Goss has it behind the goal. Back for Murr. He had his stick tied up. It'll come out. Taken by Laframboise. The other side. Young, who's got a couple of goals in this game. Stavro got it to the far boards. On it there, Waisalina. They'll get it back to Stavro. Minor. Comes in the goal, they score. Flores can't keep them all out. Saskatoon have been coming on. They have had by far the better of the play since falling behind 2-0, and we're going to get a timeout called by Toronto. Federico with a hard shot that just missed short side. That'll be pushed out over the red line. Hines following up on it. Bring it in, pass over to Salas. That's knocked out of the air. Anderson, the right side, gets it to Lafamboise. Scramble in the front of the goal. It got right to the goal line and then cleared away. Saskatoon coming so close. You could see the ball sit right on the goal line and then cleared off by Toronto. Flores kicks that away. Under 5 to play here in the second, this bronze medal game. Kept in. Shot by Ramon Tang. It's up in the corner. Knights went down. Wraparound attempt. Scramble in front again. Nets come off. Face-off will stay in the Toronto end. That's held by Flores at the side of the goal. Caswell to Navrat. Campbell with a shot that's well wide. Navrat's on it. Fed it out in front. Nobody there. Comes back to the point. Kept in by Pasternak. And hit the outside of the goal. Knights through the crease. Navrat has it. Back for Knights. Just fanned. Player down behind the goal for Saskatoon gets back up. Referee was looking in there intently, saw the player was moving and getting up, so let play continue. Duarte. And that'll go up into the stands. Laframboise backhands it in. Pasternak. Davidson. I believe that's Brandon Schatz back in goal again for Saskatoon. He was taken out in the first period. I think he's back in again. And it is Brandon Schatz. So Schatz was relieved late in the first period by Robbie Huffnagel, but has come back in again. 3-2, Toronto hanging on here late in the second period. And apparently a number of people very upset about the logo left on. I apologize for that profusely, folks. We're going to leave it off. Sorry for the inconvenience. That ball went out of play. Once again, it goes out. The buzzer goes to end the second period. Just one last comment on the logo, folks. I know some people have complained about AO.live. It's not AO.live. A couple of those instances where I'll take the blame. Caught up in watching the game, calling the game. At the end of this week, we'll have done 3,510 minutes approximately of coverage. Logo is up for 4 or 5 minutes. I'll take it. That's on me. Nobody else. Third period coming up. We're underway in the third period. 3-2 game, this men's bronze medal game. Toronto Titans, Saskatoon Buffalo. Flores got a piece of that as well. Toronto jumped out to a 2-0 lead in this game. Saskatoon has cut it to a 3-2 lead. It was 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, now 3-2, and in all fairness, Saskatoon have had the much better of the play Anthony Flores keeping them in it. You've got to believe if Toronto is going to hang on to win this, they're going to have to start spending some time down on the other end of the floor. Laframboise in behind the goal. Delzato will move it up the left side. Want to maintain possession. It's out at center. Now they'll bring it in. Young. That went off a Saskatoon stick, so it'll be a flooring call against Saskatoon. As I mentioned off the top, this is our only bronze medal game of the day here at the Lord Beaverbrook. After this, we go to the 4 gold medal games in the 4 divisions being played here at these national championships. We'll start with the Legends, the Masters, Women's A, and then the Men's A. Hand pass. Monaghan drops it back for Goss. Pass maybe needed a little more on it. It's a little bit soft. Allowed the Toronto defense to get back and break it up. Pasternak bringing it back in. Monaghan shot over the top of the goal. Goss has it. Mara with a shot. Flores makes the save. Scores! Big goal for Toronto. As I mentioned, they've been hanging on. Saskatoon have been coming at them Now back to a 2-goal lead. That's a big one. Tyler Laframboise restores Toronto's 2-goal lead. Still a lot of time left. 10:47 to go in this bronze medal game. That was touched over at the Toronto bench. Magnus scores! From way out, just trying to put it towards the goal, and it found the back of the net, and it's back to a 1-goal game just like that. Come back to Christian Magnus. You see him, he's back up and just try and flick it towards the goal, and Flores just didn't see it. He got handcuffed, and 4-3. Salas. I'm sorry, that was Salas stumping it in right the first time. Campbell down the right side. Taskus cutting into the middle. Taskus. That comes to the near boards. Lamontagne. Campbell. Off the boards. Picked up back there by Toronto. Taskus trying to cut in. He got knocked down. Quick pass ahead. Maher goes crashing into the goal and into the end boards. Flores kept it out. Crashing the net was Baldessara, kept out by shots. Mentis put the shot over the top to goal. Mentis has it along the far boards, puts it right in front. Unable to get a shot was Baldessara. To the left in the corner, Saskatoon move it out. It's going to be a penalty coming up to Toronto. And it may be a high stick. Federico got caught in the helmet. He had to adjust it. Let's see what the call is going to be. It is high sticking. He's coming up the boards right down below us to the left. You can see the stick. Mentis clipped his helmet because Federico had to reach up and readjust the helmet while in full flight. So it will be a power play for the Buffalo. Trailing by 1, Saskatoon have the man advantage for 4 minutes. Flores looked over the right shoulder, but he's got it between the pads. Pasternak. Knights. Will come to Pasternak. Knights. Shot off the end boards. Lamontagne. Pasternak. Knight scores! They're tied. This shot by Knights is a beauty. Up over the glove, top shelf. And Buffalo has come all the way back to tie it up. The Saskatoon Buffalo. This will be a flooring call against Toronto. Just under 7 to play. By Anderson, stopped by Flores. Again, Toronto can't get it out. The Bell shoots it in. It comes around to the far corner. Pinching in for Durko, doing a good job. It's back towards the blue line. The shot hits some bodies in front and cleared away by Toronto. Minor shoots it in. Back to get it, Magnus. They come around to LaBelle. Maher with a shot. Flores came up with another save. Hines. Back out to Davidson. Shot by Taskus, stopped by Shots. Another save by Shots. Toronto come close. Maher gets to it. It comes to Flores. He clears it quickly up to Salas. Kept in by Mitchell. Knights. Chance in the slot for Moran, and Flores with yet another save. He's been so busy, giving up 4 goals, but big reason why Toronto was still tied in this bronze medal game. Duarte into the corner. Davidson. Delzato. Shot just wide. Wanted to get a change in. That goes wide. Lamontagne. Pushing left on Bois. Coming off the boards. His shot. Flores got the blocker on that one. Durko down in along the boards. I'll swing it back to the point. LaBelle. Magnus. Baldessara for Toronto. That's flipped down the floor, and that will be a flooring call against Toronto. Starting to get down there now. 3:16 to go. Our next game, Legends gold medal. NL Legends against BC Legends from coast to coast. Mantis. Off the boards, Mantis will get it himself. He's got Laframboise in front, shoots himself wide. Keogh. Lemar. Pasternak. Toronto with it. Behind the goal. Gave it away momentarily. Now they've got it back. Coming out in front. Davidson. Davidson stops inside the blue line. 2.5 to play. Regulation time. Monaghan. Knights took it around behind the goal, threw it out in front, went off a leg, came free, and this is McGinnis stopping along the boards. So that's Hines. With the play, and then it comes to the side of the goal. Schatz has got it. There is Brandon Schatz. Timeout. 1:14 to go. It's what separates us from overtime. All right, face-off down in the Saskatoon end. 1:14 left to go. Tie game for the bronze medal. Face-off won by Saskatoon. Face-off will come back in the Saskatoon Buffalo end. This time to the right of the goaltender. Again, it will be Anderson against Taskus. Anderson won it cleanly last time. And he wins this one as well, back behind the goal. And a player's tripped up. That's going to be a penalty against Toronto. Against this very strong Saskatoon Buffalo power play. It'll be Marcus Hines going to the penalty box. Face-off in the Toronto end. 54.6 seconds left. Monaghan quickly to Fedorko. Anderson. Back to Fedorko. Monaghan. That one off a leg, that's going to come out. Mentis got in the way of that. Got it out over the center. 34 seconds to go. They get it in. Anderson. He turned it over. Toronto get it out. Taskus. Taskus shorthanded. Circling the goal. Tries the wraparound. Nets come off. Face-off will stay in the Saskatoon end. Great job by Mentis and Taskus for Toronto, killing this penalty. Just 20 seconds left to go. Timeout, Saskatoon. 20 seconds. Still a power play for Saskatoon. If nobody can score, that penalty will carry over into overtime. Federico racing after it. To Mar can't shoot it. Mantis has it. Under 10. Mantis in over the blue line. He'll drop it. Comes back to Mantis. One time for a shot. Blocked by Anderson. Another shot. Stopped by shots. Buzzer goes. And we will go to overtime. Minute 6 to go in the power play for Saskatoon. Toronto came close to winning it shorthanded in the dying seconds. Be 4-on-3 to start the overtime. They'll put 10 minutes up on the clock. Shot was blocked and it's going to come all the way out. Magnus. Yeah, it's 4-on-3 power play for another 42 seconds for Saskatoon here in overtime. Sudden death overtime. Magnus. Bombois. Federico. Stopped by Flores. Anderson. Laframboise. Magnus. Left on ball, one-timer, scores! The Saskatoon Buffalo take advantage of their power play opportunity. And they're going to be running back to Saskatoon with a bronze medal. 45 seconds into OT. Josh Laframboise can shoot it. We've seen it for a number of years now. He loves that spot right there. They got it to him with a good pass, able to one-time it. And there is your final. We'll get set for medal presentations. First we'll have player of the game, then the medal presentations. All that's left now are the gold medal games. season of ball hockey, another summer winds down. We started in Mississauga about a month ago with the BC&D, then moved to St. John's in Newfoundland and Labrador for the Canadian Junior Championships a week and a half ago, and now we've been here 6 days in St. John. It'll be 99 games in total for the summer. Here's Elio Pescuzzo. He does each of these presentations, thanking the officials and the two teams for a great performance here this morning. Tim McKenzie, president of Canada Ball Hockey, will assist with the presentations. So we won't do player of the game presentations. We'll just go directly to presentation of the bronze medals. We'll stay with that. There you see President Tim McKenzie. As I mentioned, summer of ball hockey coming to an end. This is our 95th game in the last month between Mississauga, St. John's, and now here in St. John. And been remiss, I guess, over the last 3 tournaments. Folks, if you'd like to contact me directly with any comment on any of the events that we've covered this past summer and over the last few summers, my email is georgescottcommunications. It's all one word, georgescottcommunications @gmail.com. Love to hear from you. As I always say, just be polite. That's all I ask. Congratulations to the Saskatoon Buffalo. It was a game that Toronto were in front 2-0, but you just had a feeling that things may turn around because most of the play was down in the Toronto end. When Toronto restored their 2-goal lead to make it 4-2, I thought, okay, maybe they'll turn things around and hang on. But Saskatoon resilient. We saw that last night. They were down 5-2 late in their semifinal game, just over 5 minutes left. Ended up losing 5-4, but came oh so close to tying it in the dying seconds. So the team has a history of not folding when they get behind, scoring late, and they've got a great power play, and they took advantage of it here this morning to win themselves a bronze medal. And to the Toronto Titans. They've had a great week. I'm sure they would like to have been one goal better in this one. But they got themselves into a medal game this morning and lost in overtime. Can't come much closer than that. They put up a great game. They had their chances. Great start to the day, and that's a bronze medal game. We've got all gold medal games coming up next. As I've mentioned a couple of times, I'll mention it again. We've got the Masters gold medal game coming up. Scheduled for 11 o'clock, just under a half an hour from now. The medal games are scheduled an hour apart as opposed to an hour 35, which we were doing all week, and that's because of medal presentations. And when we get to the gold medal games, there'll be more presentations to make for various individual awards in the divisions as well, plus of course 2 sets of medals to present as well as a Jack Cup. So it's going to take a little longer once we get to the gold medal games. Up next, Masters. We've got New Brunswick Mooseheads take on the Saskatchewan Mammoth. It's Masters. We've got 1 o'clock. Oh, let's back it up. Me again. 11 o'clock this morning, Legends first. NL Legends versus BC Legends. So Legends first, coming up next. BC and Newfoundland Labrador. Then the Masters game, 1 o'clock. Mooseheads against the Mammoth. Then we go to the Women's A, NL United versus Ottawa Capitals. And we'll finish the day off, 5 o'clock game, the Men's Gold. Edmonton Ball Hockey Club to take on the Brampton Midnight Express. Legends, Masters, Women's, Men's. All right. So as the teams get their team pictures done, as their national championships have come to an end, there you see the bronze medal Saskatoon Buffalo. It is time for us to take a break here. We'll be back with that Legends gold medal game at 11 o'clock. Thanks so much for watching. These are the 2023 Men's and Women's A, Masters and Legends Canadian Ball Hockey National Championships from St. John, New Brunswick.